Yeah, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I uh, congratulate and acknowledge my gratitude to Professor Jaya for conducting this instruction course and allow me to present my views on pediatric corneal and scleral injuries, what principles and practice we should use. There are multiple slides and previous two presentations have covered a lot of out of these slides. So I'll go quickly when I to avoid any duplication. As it is mentioned, the leading cause of ocular morbidity is anterior segment trauma, and pathogenic mechanisms, primary management principles, long-term reconstructive and rehabilitative strategies are essential to achieve anatomic and visual outcome in these cases. And this is a general guidelines how to evaluate a patient, a proper history and a good examination needless to be stressed in any of the science of medicine and art of medicine, more so in cases of pediatric cases and in ocular trauma cases. Now, what we are going to see is the first group is the non-perforating corneal and ocular surface injuries. These are very common. We all know about the corneal foreign bodies, how it is to be managed. So, this can be detected by simply by a torch and loop examinations. The patient comes with the history that he is having little discomfort in eye for the last 4 days, no congestion, nothing. But if you see carefully, there may be a corneal foreign body, particularly in cases of contact lens wearer or those who are uh, going on bike without any protective devices, which is very common in rural area in our country. Foreign bodies, if how to handle it, is basically you need to remove it, and basic principle that to keep yourself away from the direction of the pupil, to remove it and manage it as a five cardinal principles as it is given in the Parsons book, not in the Parsonal here. uh, to manage a corneal ulcer, that goes corneal aberrations are the again it is the same way it has to be handled. Whenever there is a aberration, one must suspect infections, and generally we don't observe for the cultures, etc. But in particularly in the pediatric cases, it is very very essential to be more precise while using the antibiotic after the initial broad spectrum, because roadside or domestics and the formers related to pediatric trauma, the chances of fungal contamination and fungal infections are very, very high. Hence, the culture is very important to take a call on it. This is all basic principles. We all being it's an ophthalmic forum, so it is for the sake of the slides are being kept here. But we all are aware how to handle a corneal aberrations. This is very important. The chemical injuries, it has a very wide spectrum, right from this is alkalis, acid burn, battery waters, etc. At home, it is a soda water which can give rise to these chemical injuries, and particularly in North India, this if parents are using pan or this taking tobacco with tuna, the calcium, those gives a very very severe kind of the chemical injuries if it is not handled immediately with the copious water, ringer lactate or any other available fluid. So then can lead to the severe kind of changes in the conjunctiva and the cornea, and very severe dryness of the eyes may take place. Corneal blood staining, again, this is a sort of a injury. If hyphema is not handled in the time, can remain there for more than 5 days. The corneal endothelial cells may be stained, and subsequently this can be the cause of the chronic subacute endothelitis, which can be very difficult to handle when the child grows in the age. Now come to the penetrating trauma. The corneoscleral lacerations are very common. Again, these in domestic fields you may see with the sharp objects like the scissors, knife, etc. handled by the child, or accidental injuries. Sometimes with the pencil. It's a very lead pencils are also can lead to the penetrating trauma. Then the gulli danda, as it is mentioned by the Professor Jaya, are the common objects which see, and initial intervention is to see the integrity of the globe is maintained, and secondary globe is always, if there is a cataract is there or the vitreous is disturbances, so a proper meticulous surgical proforma has to be adopted and handled it. Now the difference between the pediatric and adult trauma is that in the pediatric cases, though you may achieve a anatomical integrity of the globe, but the dense amblyopia, uh, because of deprivation of vision due to injury and subsequent period of the management, can lead to be irreversible blindness, and again that has a socio-economic associated problem in the future. So the surgical preparations, etc., it is not only the surgery, but you have to plan for a subsequent the post-surgical management, how you can go ahead with these situations. If there is a small lesions are there which can be watertight, but if it is required and you don't want to do the suturings less than 3 millimeters, then the cyano acrylate tissue adhesive can also be used in these cases. The basic principle of handling the corneal suturing is to restore the integrity of the corneal contour. The first you start, if it is from the limbus, it has to be start from the make the limbus corrected, and then you give sutures to maintain the corneal curvature. Sometimes you have to remove sutures. This can be as stay sutures, and see that you are able to make the proper IUL, these things. It is very important in pediatric cases how to handle the intraocular lens implants. For any child less than 1 year, if he has an injury, I would recommend that initially we can hold on the IUL implantation, and they can be given the contact lenses for some time, because if any eye less than 1 year, there is a post-operative fibrosis, inflammation is very high. Second, the eye is a growing. So if you put a IOL at this stage, probably the chances of amblyopia are much more rather than using the contact lens. So any surgery after 3 years when you are performing, initially it is a post-operative refractions will be towards on the hyperopic side, and gradually it goes on the myopic. So by all means in these cases, we should not plan to think of the multifocal IOL using in these situations. I think I can stop it here. Thank you very much.